Also, let me show you guys. I've been reporting. So I have been having cyber attacks, and I've reported this reportedly to the family. First, individuals hacked my Chime account. And when mom was trying to send me money through Chime, the Chime was never coming. She was saying, I sent you $20. I sent you $20. I sent you $20. And then when I go and I look into my phone, individuals had hacked into my Chime account and put a whole nother person's name and address and everything on the digital Chime card on my phone. That's impossible to happen without an external person coming in and changing and redirecting. So I was no longer getting the money that was being sent. The person that hacked into my phone was receiving the payments. So I deleted the Chime off the phone. Next was my Regions credit card. Same exact thing. I go to call my Regions card to send a payment to the Regions card, and they said they needed to verify my identity. I say, okay. They ask me for my social security number. I give them my social security number, and they say, that's the wrong social security number. I said, what? They lock up my card because they claim that I gave them the wrong social security number. It's impossible. I gave them the right social security number. But just like with my Chime card, someone had digitally, there's something called cyber insecurity. Down there in Huntsville, Alabama, at Oakwood University, they are top in the world in cyber espionage. Okay? These are the same people that had issues with me taking issue with certain things that were happening on the campus while Xavier and Destiny were enrolled at Oakwood University. And because I was speaking out against specific things, I believe wholeheartedly that retaliation has happened. It is the number one place in the country with cyber espionage. So much so that the FBI moved their headquarters down there to develop the U.S.'s capabilities to use cyber as cyber attacks. Oakwood University brought a school of technology, a high school technology that Huntsville, Alabama put in Huntsville, but then Oakwood brought that high school onto the campus for a whole year. And they specialize in cyber attacks. And then mysteriously, this is the same time I was taking issues with the administration, with things that were going on at Oakwood. And so then my credit cards, my Chime, my all of this. I'm saying this because now they have down here to call the police for missing persons, right? And like yesterday, I tried to call to check in to all of my children. Like, I'm going to do it right now. And I'm going to show you guys in real time what this phone says. Destiny, called, failed. Call failed. Call failed. Call every last one of my children every single day. And this is what my phone does all day, every day. I'm about to put in Xavier. Watch. Call failed. Once again, all this year I've been having bank accounts that have been hacked into, Chime accounts, my Bank of America, my Regions. Tried to call Little Damon yesterday. Trying to call Little Damon now. Call failed. So, you tell me that it's a coincidence that there's a paper here saying to report me as a missing persons. And then these individuals are talking about I've been gone 5 days. And mysteriously, the phone that I have access to, it will not let me make a phone call. It always says call failed when I try and make a phone call out. Now with the hacking into my Chime and the hacking into my Regions account and my Bank of America account, and with all the other things in the other video, I believe it's overwhelming proof that there are outside sources that have taken issue with what I've said in the past, with what I've done in the past, as far as the institution with Oakwood and on the internet and some things that I've said and all of that. And you can feel a certain type of way, but what you can't do is you can't come into my family and manipulate my family because you feel a certain way about things I've said, and I haven't committed any crimes. I haven't lost my mind. Just because you don't agree with the things that I've said in the past, you don't have to agree. But what you're not gonna do is paint a picture, lock me up, put me in a mental health facility, force my wife into a forced divorce situation, trying to make it seem like I abandoned my family. I've done nothing of the sort. So, if anybody's wondering why Dad hasn't called, mysteriously Dad has a phone that it says call failed. And then watch this. When I go into the settings, mysteriously the cellular thing is grayed out. Once again, this is something done from the outside. So if somebody is hacking your phone, they can go in and cut your cellular ability off. You see it's grayed out. It says cellular. Why would my cellular be grayed out? I wouldn't gray out my cellular. I wouldn't turn my cellular off. And here, normally if it was black, I would be able to turn it back on. It's grayed out, so I can't do anything with it. Whatever outside source turned it off, they control it. I can't turn it on, turn it off, anything. So if anyone wants to know why there's periods of time where you don't hear from me, individuals outside of myself are manipulating these digital devices. That's called a cyber attack. That's the definition of a cyber attack. And it's been well documented that a gentleman by the name of Anthony McKinney from that group in Oakwood has publicly tried to make it appear like he wanted to come down and do business with me and all of that. And Anthony McKinney and his team, his right-hand man named Melvick, they are henchmen for the former president of Oakwood University, Delbert Baker, who I had exposed some things about Delbert and his administration in the past. Taking issue to the financial situation that it put my wife in, because they were still on 3/4 systems, charging full price. And when she went home, nobody accepted the credits from Oakwood, because Oakwood was the only institution that was still on 3/4 systems instead of 2 semesters. So it was like she didn't even go to college. And he was the president of Oakwood at the time, and he was running the administration. So of course, as the husband, I would take issue but because I said it publicly or whatever, this group of individuals has had a problem, and they specialize in cyber. They had a so-called cryptocurrency coin called Juby Coin. And because I had my project, it's totally separate from them, the Havilah coins, of course, they want to see that fail. And the Havilah coins is the backbone of the initiative to help the inmates have a dignified reentry. That's why I came down to talk to Attorney General, the head attorney in Polk County, to work with Polk County like we've been working with Orange County since 2017. And the Havilah coins are the backbone of the financial education and everything to be able to help them make a transition back into society, dignified reentry. So these group of people are trying to prevent that program from happening by preventing me from successfully launching and doing and implementing exactly what I told you I was going to do. And so I just want to make it known and make it clear that outside forces that are experts in cyber attacks and these individuals created their own coin. You can look it up. It's called the Juby coin. The head gentleman, his name is Melvik. He does defense contracts for the federal government. Defense contracts. That's what Huntsville, Alabama is known for. Providing defense contracts. And these individuals provide computer programming contracts for the federal government. So if anybody would have a problem with me, it would be this group, because I spoke against Delbert Baker, who put this group together. Everything that I said was true about Delbert Baker. It wasn't malicious. My wife was scarred under his administration. And I just said it public. Many of us were scarred. Many of us were scarred and are still being affected. That happened in the 90s. But when we went home thinking we were juniors and we transferred out of Oakwood and then tried to go to another university at home, because of the decision that they made with their credits and their system, I didn't make anything up. I didn't lie on him. I told the truth. But still, all of these years later, and so for anybody in our family to be participating, being manipulated by these individuals, as opposed to rallying around and standing together as a family, we can take on any opposition, any threats, anything as a unified unit. But to allow ourselves to be divided, no. So, until all of these cyber issues are answered and addressed, we're not entertaining nobody approaching me, talking to me about nothing, none of that. And anybody in this family or anywhere that continues to press that line and that issue, I'm saying it is directly because of all of these things that I have laid out. And you will have to answer for that before I have to answer to you about being mentally stable or anything.